The Lacerta Files. Have you heard of them? It's a story about a non-human female who met with a human male back in December of 1999 in Sweden. And he has this story about their encounter and what they spoke about. He really just interviewed her for about 3 hours. And she told him the story of the true story of Earth and how humans came into existence and what's going on now. So it's a really fascinating story. I was, planning on reading this to you. It's going to take a while, so I'm going to do it in segments. And this first one is more of like the introduction. It has a picture, but this is not her. If you want, I will leave a link in the description so that you can look it up for yourself and let me know what you think. Oh yeah, it's very interesting. And so he talked to her for over 3 hours, and in that time, she also performed like some telepathy and some telekinesis with him so that he could see what her paranormal abilities were. Now, this is for entertainment purposes only, so whatever platform this is on, please don't take me down. But it seems pretty compelling, and I thought it would be interesting to share with you. So here we go. This is a transcript of the interview that I'm reading from. And so first of all, he says, who are you and what are you? And he said, are you an extraterrestrial species? Or can your origin be found on this planet? And then she says, as you can see with your own eyes, I am not a human being like you. And to be honest, I'm no real mammal, despite my partly mammal-like body features, which are a result of evolution. I'm a female reptile being, belonging to a very old reptilian race. And she says, we are native Terrans. We live on the planet since millions of years. This is like a translation from Swedish, so forgive me if there's a little bit of difference here. We are mentioned in your religious writings, like your Christian Bible, and many of the ancient human tribes were aware of our presence and worshipped us as gods. For example, the Egyptians and the Inca and many other old tribes. Your Christian religion has misunderstood our role in your creation, so we are mentioned as evil serpents in your writings, or evil serpent. This is wrong. Your race was genetically engineered by the aliens, and we were just the more or less passive visitors of this accelerated evolution process. You must know, some of your scientists have already supposed this, that your species had evolved in a naturally completely impossible speed within just 2 or 3 millions of years. This is absolutely impossible because evolution is a much slower process if it's natural. But you have not understood this. Your creation was artificial and done by genetic engineering. But not by us, but by an alien species. If you ask me, I am an extraterrestrial. If I'm an extraterrestrial, I must answer no. We are native Terrans. Terrans is another word for Earth. So, yeah, Earth is Terra, and anybody from Earth is Terrans. We had and have some colonies in the solar system, but we originate on this planet. It's in fact our planet and not yours. It never was yours. So I know this is hard for people, because it's like you don't want to think that we weren't the first people here, and it's hard to, to recognize that, to think about that, but, it's quite possible that we weren't the first people here, and that there was another species here before us. She doesn't really break it to him gently. She just tells him how it is, and I don't have any problem with that. And then he says, can you tell me your name? She says, this is difficult because your human tongue is not able to pronounce it clearly, as a mispronunciation of our names is very offensive for some of my kind. Our language is very different from yours, but my name is... I will try to say it in a smoother by use of your human letters, something like, and then she says this, I'm not going to try to pronounce it, with a very, very strong pronunciation of the SH and K sounds. Sh and K. We have no forenames like you, but only a single name, a single but unique name, which is divided and characterized by the way of speaking, and which is not given to children. They only have just a child name. but only in a special procedure in the adolescent age at the time of either religious or scientific enlightenment or awareness, as you would call it. I would appreciate it if you don't try to say my name with your human tongue. Please call me Lacerta. This is the name I generally use when I'm among humans and talk with them. I don't take any offense to this. I mean, this is her right to not want somebody to try to say her name. Yeah, there are even humans that don't like to have their name mispronounced, so I get it. It's not a big deal. How old are you? A lot of women don't like being asked that, but she doesn't have a problem with that. She says, we measure the time, not like you, in astronomical years and in the revolving of the Earth around the sun, because we usually live beneath the surface of the planet. Our time measurement depends on periodically returning cycles in the Earth magnetic field, and according to this, and said with your numbers, I'm today, let me calculate, 57,653 cycles old. I have reached my adult phase and my awareness 16,337 cycles ago. This is a very important date for us, very significant, According to your human time scale, I'm around 28 years old, so that's pretty young, really. What is your task? Do you have a job like us? Answer to say it with your words, I am a curious student of the social behavior of your species. That's why I'm here and I talk to you. That's why I have revealed my real nature to EF and now to you. EF is his friend. And that's why I give you all that secret information and why I will try to answer all the questions on your many sheets of paper honestly. I will see how you react, how others of your kind react. There are so many crazies and liars of your kind on this planet who claim to know what the truth is about UFOs, about aliens and so on, and some of you believe their lies. I'm interested to see how your species will react if you make the truth, or if you get the truth and make it public, which I will tell you now. I'm quite sure every one of you will refuse to believe my words, but I hope I'm wrong, because you need to understand if you want to survive the coming years. Now, this was written in 1999, so it's been 26 years since then, so that's pretty amazing. And she's right. I mean, this is something that we kind of are beginning to figure out and find out slowly, that maybe we were lied to by our government. Maybe there's a lot of stuff that we don't know. It's been hidden from us. So it's kind of what she's saying here back in 1999, and nobody was really ready to hear it. I'm going to stop it here because there's a couple more questions, and I'm not sure if I have time to, well, maybe I do. There's 2 more minutes left. The question is, I've read your full statement about this, but can you please give me now a short answer? Are UFOs real flying objects piloted by extraterrestrials, or do they belong to your species? She says, some observed UFOs, as you call them, belong to us, but most not. Most of the mysterious flying objects in the sky are not technological devices, but mainly misinterpretations of natural phenomenon your scientists have not understood, like spontaneous plasma flares in the high atmosphere. Yes. Nevertheless, some UFOs are real craft belonging to either your species, especially to your military, or to other alien species, or at last to us, but only a minority of sighted craft really belongs to us, because we are generally very careful about our movements in the atmosphere, and we have special ways to hide our ships. If you read a report about a sighting of a metallic, bright gray, cigar-shaped, cylindrical object with a length of, there are different types, let me say between 20 and 260 of your meters. If this object had made a very deep humming sound, and if there were 5 bright red lights on the metallic surface of the cigar, one in the middle, 2 at the end, then it's likely that one of you have seen our ships, and this means it was either partly defect or that one of us was not careful enough. We have also a very small fleet of disc-shaped craft, but such UFOs usually belong to an alien species. Triangular UFOs belong generally to our own military, but they use foreign technology to build them. If you really want to try to see our craft, you should have a look in the skies over the Arctic, Antarctica, or Inner Asia, especially over the mountains there. So yeah, this is fascinating. I'm going to read a little bit more of this in the next clip.